Welcome to day 6 of the 12 Days of Winter Wonder. Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here with our 6th project. And today we're going to be doing journaling cards. So this kit, I have a few things to go through about the kit before we actually start doing anything. I created a couple of examples just because I wanted to kind of demonstrate to you what we're going to be doing today first, and then talk about a little bit about the components of the kit. This is a very multifaceted kit. Like, you can literally put together this stuff in almost any way that you would like. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the papers first, because these are journaling cards. Today you're going to find a lined paper in here, and that is so you can cut out whatever shape you would like if you want to like put it on the back of your cards to have a little bit of journaling space, or if you want to put them like, you know, on the front and have a little bit of image and a little bit of journaling space, that would work as well. Okay, and then we also have let's see, we have this plaid fabric one, and we have a floral for today because I realized we didn't have a floral yet, so I thought I would just throw one on today. It'd be a good mix. The next couple of days we're going to be using a lot of these components from this kit, in addition to a few other components, to do a bunch of different projects. So I know there's a lot of smaller pieces in this kit today, but I tried to make them as easy to cut out as possible. The circles are all 2 inches, so you can punch those. And then if I'm not sure, this, you can use a hole, like a hole punch, to notch these corners as well. And oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is that when I do my journaling cards, I don't round the corners because I find it infinitely easier to use a corner rounder rather than trying to cut like 4, you know, matching rounded corners. So I just think that is a much easier way to go about doing this. Okay. Oh, the other thing too, I'm a little scatterbrained. I have so many things I want to tell you guys. There's also another paper in this kit that's like a washi strip. I already cut mine up, so I would have it available, you know, for me to use. But you can cut yours up however you like. You know, you could even die cut out of this paper and have like a tag that has a bunch of different designs on it. You could have cut it this way instead of cutting it vertically. It's really up to you. I mean, because if you want to have a collage-y background, this would be a great page for that. It's just a bunch of different patterns and text, which are always helpful, you know, when you're trying to make a project with a bunch of different layers. Okay, so included in this kit also, there's a set of trims included in it, as well as I made some little doilies. I used, did I use one of these? I think I used one of these in one of my projects, so I'll show that to you. And then we have some sketched sort of elements to contrast with our watercolor elements, because what we're going to be working on with these cards today is kind of like looking at different contrasts. So we want to contrast these like simple illustrations with the more colorful illustrations, or the more colorful illustrations that are on these cards, as well as using different textures. So the few things that I did bring into this project that I obviously can't really include in the kit is mummy cloth, which is pretty much just cheesecloth, but it is super convenient. I love it. I always have it, and it's possibly, you know, it's from Tim Holtz, and it's just a handy thing to have around. Instead of having like a big chunk of something, you just have this little thing. You can keep it in a drawer. It's really easy. Okay, so I did use mummy cloth to do this. I used some embroidery floss as well, but anything would work. I pulled out some ribbon, some extra trim from something else, and I cut a couple of things out I cut some trim out with this die here from Tim Holtz. I think it's the crochet trim. It's number 2. This is the one that I used. And I also cut some shapes out using this die as well. And I cut a doily out of this one. This is a beautiful doily. It's awesome. It's a little bit of work to cut it out because you have to like get all the little bits out, but if you have a die like this, and I know there's lots of different ones out there that are quite like this, but if you don't have one, there's doilies included in the kit, so it doesn't matter which one you use. You can use either one, but those are just, I just wanted to go through the things that I the extra things that I brought in addition to what's included in the kit. And then I also put like a little bell on here that I had just in my like stash of metal things. So okay, and the other thing, just like I guess this is more like a tip type situation with those Tim Holtz trims. They're going to be really hard to put glue on the back of, so I did use the Xyron to put adhesive on these, and this works amazing for these kinds of situations where it's hard to die cut, hard to put glue on the back of a die cut with like so many thin little pieces. And then I just run it through here, and then I run a brayer over the top of it because you want to make sure that you get all the adhesive out of these little spaces, and the brayer seems to do the trick for that. So I have those pre-prepared as well. I hope that I've covered everything. There's so many different facets to what you can do with the stuff in today's kit that, you know, it's probably hard for me to cover all of it. And I think I know from what I've seen already that you guys will come up with some amazing ideas to share. So the other thing was you could use a punch. This is another Martha Stewart punch. I think I showed this one the other day. It's this one right here. This is a quick and easy way to fancy up your journaling cards without like too much, you know, gluing or what have you. So there's that too. Okay, so there's two types of cards in this kit. There are 8 of the vertical and there's 4 of the horizontal. So you can choose to use them just plain like this in your journal. You don't even have to do anything to them at all, or you can dress them up, which is what we're going to do today. So one of the things that's included in this particular kit are, there's one of my doilies. I'll use that for this one. I included the text for 'Twas the Night Before Christmas in here as well. So I thought it would be cute if we use these journaling cards to make a little book out of. And we'll use, we can go ahead and we'll glue these dies down, or maybe I'll tape them down because we're on here. And then we'll embellish our cover a little bit to kind of dress it up and make it a little bit more special, and also like kind of broaden the idea of like, well, what can I do with these journaling cards? You gave me these rectangles, what do I do with them? So that's what we're basically looking at today. And, you know, with this kit today, you're basically creating a lot of the ephemera that you're going to be tucking into your journal. So there's no one way, excuse me, there's no one way to do it. You can do it any way that you like. And you can rip these things up. You can cut them in half. I mean, you could do pretty much whatever you would like to do with them. I buried my tweezers over here. There we go. So there's not a lot of like how-to in this. I just wanted to give you guys a bunch of different examples and kind of some like basic theory to work on when you're to get, you know, a nice result out of these. And the more you make them, you know, obviously more ideas you get, right? So like I always find that like I sit down and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but the minute you start picking stuff up, you can start rearranging it and putting it down and figuring out what you want to do, and then before you know it, you're basically off to the races. Okay, so I'm going to put these text pages down on this journaling card, and then we'll do a little bit of trim up here at the top and decorate the front, and we can probably just use some washi tape, I think, to bind it shut. I don't know if you guys made the tab journal that I did. That was that's like a super easy way to bind together a bunch of journaling cards into a little book for your, and then you can, you know, put your lined pages on the back, just print them directly on the back here instead of like, I picked the flower one because I wanted to have a little bit of a floral border on this, but you could put the journaling pages directly on the back of this, and then make yourself a cute little book out of all the little cards. I usually try to put a lot of journaling cards, like ATCs. I think that they're really handy to have because you can really turn them into anything that you want to turn them into. Because once you have them, you know, that's like a basic building block of your journal. Or you could even use them for cards. There's like a million different ways to use them. All right, so put this one down here. Like this. And then we can take one of our trims. Let's see which one we want to use. I am a fan of that one. I am a fan of this one as well. Let's see if I want to do that. I have to grab my scissors. I'll just cut this in half. I have like a million things on my desk right now because I've been cooking up a lot of different ideas. Let's just put it like that. All right, so I'm going to put that on the top there. Have a little decoration in my book. And you have a nice little Christmas reminder. My dad used to read this book to us every Christmas when we were little. It's kind of got special memories attached to it, so it'll be perfect for my journal. And if you have something different, you could always replace, you know, just print that out and pop it on here instead. I included a bunch of different quotes also, so that there's little quote cards here in here as well, so with like some different sentiments in it. And I also included the Emily Dickinson Hope Is a Thing with Feathers from the, that was in the Ray of Hope kit, but it's just my favorite, so I include it wherever I can. But I figured it would be perfect since love, peace, joy, and hope are kind of like the binding theme of this whole entire project. I think this is perfect time of year to, you know, just be thinking about that, especially with all the unfortunate things going on in the world. And put a little positive energy out there. Okay, there's this. You know what occurs to me? I should have glued it like this. Does that look? That way these two can meet right there. And I can just trim this one off here. Okay. And I actually picked this journaling card in particular because it has the the books on the cover as well. Okay, so let me see here. Let's get some washi tape out of here. I'm going to use this one. This is just a holly and berry one from Tim Holtz. And we can just use this to very, very simply bind this together. So we get out of that one. So I'm going to tab bind this, which means is I'm just going to do it like straight across like this. But you could also make the washi tape into a spine if you wanted as well, which would look cute. Actually, maybe I'll do that. See, I'm changing my mind already. I can do it like that and make a spine out of it. This stuff's pretty sticky. Just make sure you use sticky washi tape for this plan so that it holds everything together. Because my other thought was to take, okay, so now that that is down there, I'm going to take a quick, get that and snip that off right there, and that one off right there. Okay, and then I was thinking maybe I put one of these over the top of it as well. These are the crochet trims that I just made on the Xyron. I made into stickers on the Xyron thing, which is pretty handy, I have to say. And it's pretty fun to pull the stickers through there. Okay, so now I have like a little lace trim there, and I can flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. This one. I'm just going to trim that. It's almost perfectly the right size. Okay, so now I've got this here, and I want to do a little something something on the cover here. I've got myself a little reindeer. I got a doily. Oh yeah, and I want to put the 24th on here because that's when, you know, my dad always read us the book. So hopefully that's not too goofy, but I thought that would be a nice addition to this. And then I'll get a little bit of this mummy cloth and spread that out a little, because I like it when it looks all messy and thready, you know. Definitely not necessary, but I like the way that it looks. So I can just make this work around this. Let's see about, I don't want to cover up my books too much, so I might not use this doily. I only have one piece of my other doily left because I used it on my other two cards. So probably should have cut more of those. I think I'm just going to do that. And I think I just want a little bit more of the mummy cloth. What do I do with that? On there. This stuff goes a long way, and it's just easy to ink. Like, you can ink it up and change the color if you want. So it's like handy. Like, you know, one of the things that I always do when I'm like buying like ribbon and stuff like this is I usually buy like whatever's like cream or white or something like that, because it is so easy to change the color to exactly what you want, you know, with ink, that it just, I like, instead of having to have like 20 rolls of ribbon, I only have to have like 1 or 2, because I just, if I have black and ivory or white, I'm set for, whoops, the whole, for almost anything I can make, because, you know, I already have all the ink. Let's see, we'll put this on here. Hopefully I can just glue this down in one piece. We'll see how this works. It might not have been my best plan, but the worst that can happen is I get glue on my fingers. All right, there's 24. that not quite straight? The one thing about the Xyron adhesive is it is permanent, so once you put it down, it's not coming back up. Fluff the little fluffies up here. And hopefully that gives me a little bit of the illusion of snow. It's funny that I'm spending time arranging something that I want to look like kind of like a casual mess, but that's that. Okay, there's my little deer, and he's on there now. He's on the cover. I feel like I want to add something to the inside, but I'm not sure what I want to add yet. There were, in one of the previous kits, there were also these tabs. So what we'll do is, I'll use these on another one, but these would be really great to add also to your journaling cards. So we'll do one with a tab after this little book thing. I'm only going to do a couple because I don't want this video, like, I'm trying not to take up too much of your guys' day. You know, with like an hour-long video. So, because I feel like, you know, once you kind of see the situation here, you can just take it from there. Okay, so I think maybe Ho 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 is going to go in here as well. I'm just not sure where I want to put that yet. Okay, so that's going to go in here as well. There's not a whole lot of space in here because the text takes up most of the room, but you know, there is this little guy too. I think we can fit him in on there as well. And whatever you don't like use today, just save for tomorrow, because we're gonna build on this tomorrow with another little project similar to this, but for a different purpose. So, okay, so there's my little book with 'Twas Night Before Christmas in it. So I'm going to put that one aside with my other two. And then let's take a look at another one. There's this cute one here. I was thinking maybe we put... okay, so there's a couple of round labels with sentiments on them as well. I think I'm going to use Believe. It matches nicely with that. And there's some cute little postcards. There's all kinds of stuff in here for you to kind of play around with. There's the 25 as well. There's this 25 too. Okay, oh yeah, I want to put one of these on here, but I think I'm going to use this colorful one here. I'm going to put that on the top here. And then you'll have a little file card, which will look adorable sticking out of a little pocket on your in your journal. Okay, so we have some of these phrases that were from a couple of days ago as well. I think I might want to use one of these guys. I could use Joy to the World. Although whenever I see this, I think of that Joy to the World song. It's not the Christmas song. It's like All the Fishes in the Deep Blue Sea. That one gets stuck in my head. Now it's going to be stuck in my head all night. Let's see what other little things I can add into here. I planned ahead on my other one, but I'm freelancing this one. Okay, I did speed it up a little bit there just to make things go a little bit faster while I was doing the decorating on this. But that's just an example of, you know, what you can do with the things in this kit and with the journaling cards. So I hope that makes it or I hope that gives it some clarity, I guess, in terms of like when you get a kit and it's got all these elements to it, what to do with them. A lot of times you might not get all of these elements in one kit. This project's a little bit unusual in that I'm trying to provide multiple source items for you, because like a lot of times in like making a journal or doing junk journaling, everything's about contrast. So you have these images contrasted with these images, and then I've got the watercolor images contrasted with like vintage ephemera. I have words with pictures and lace, and then you have thread or, you know, little charms or whatever. So I just wanted to kind of mention that, bring that all together in under this auspices of our journaling card day. And then when we get together tomorrow, we'll do another kind of project where we make more ephemera to put in and on our journals. So I won't tell you what that is, although if you guys want a hint about what the next day is going to be, or a better hint than what I just gave you, leave me a comment below and let me know, or if you just like being surprised. I've heard from a few people that they really like being surprised. So so let's see. I guess that's it for today. This has been day 6 of the 12 Days of Winter Wonder, and this is journaling cards. If you enjoy this project, I would very much appreciate it if you would like the video and you would subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow.